Alright, what's up? Yeah, so it's about to be back mobility. I think I've done this before, but I can't remember what the exercises are, so I'll legit be like following pretty hard this video that I'm watching on my TV up here. Also, like, I'm aware that like mobility isn't lifting weights, it's not going crazy, it's not going berserk, it's kind of like zesty vibes, but on God, it's helping. So, and it's a longevity move. It's not trying to be like weird. So, yeah, hard out. I'm gonna upload it regardless. It's what I want to improve on personally, and there might be someone out there that needs the help as well. And seeing someone else do it daily might inspire them to do the same. So yeah, cool. I'm gonna run this up. Yeah, not much else to say. I'm just gonna follow along. And yeah, laters. Not laters. I'm gonna do the mobility. Bruh. Alright, let me look in.
Stretching practice. Today our area for focus is our spine, which is the entire region of the body. I'll explain to you more how opening the spine works once we get into our first posture, which is lightning bolt pose. Help fill up the upper block. You might need a stool. Further on in our session today, you'll need a bell for a stretch and also a cushion. Let's get started. On your knees, place that block between your feet and sit down on top of your block. Now, if you're able to, I'd like you to have your knees together. Place your hands on top and sit up tall. And stay right where you are. This would be option number 1. Option number 2 will progressively go lower with your block, lower, or no block. Right now I'm free floating, means there's a distance between my bum and the floor, and then option number 4 would be my bum all the way down. Hands on top of your legs, relax your head and neck and breathe. You stay there. I'd like to show you a modification for those of you who might have some knee problems, knee replacement, struggling with your knees for whatever reason. You can also do this up on a chair. You can also do this on a lower stool. You need to find a place to work. Even if your range of motion is limited, figure out where you can work from today. I'll be doing it in pose, and I'll talk you through what this strange position has to do with our spine, why your ankles are talking to you right now, and what exactly it is we're doing. When we look at our spine and we try to unlock or loosen up our spine, we're primarily thinking about our anterior chain, so the muscles on the front side of our body, specifically our chest and shoulders, our abdominal region, and our hip flexors. And from the back side of our body, working on our hamstrings or glutes, and then up into our back. When we do our hamstring today, we end up opening a lot of those posterior chain muscles. So today, for the most part, we'll focus on our chest and shoulders and our hip flexors. Let's take a look at my knees. From this angle, you can see my knees have drifted apart. If I can, I might encourage them back together. If I encourage them, I mean gently putting them together. I won't watch my leg squeeze because that requires muscular energy. I'd rather relax. Even if your knees drift a little bit, no problem at all. Better that you stay relaxed. Okay, you stay where you are. I'll flip my angle so you can get a different vantage point. What's happening here in this pose? Well, we're stretching our quadriceps muscles, and on the top of your quad, the one right on the top, quad is 4. One of those 4 quadriceps is called rectus femoris. It's a major hip flexor, meaning when it contracts, it helps to close the angle of your hip. Your knee comes towards your chest. When you sit in this position, it helps to stretch it out. Many of you are noticing your ankles are screaming at you. This range of motion here is called plantar flexion with our toes pointed. It's a very important range. Doesn't have a direct impact on your spine, but it does have a direct impact on your hips. Stick with this ankle motion. It'll pay off in spades later on. Okay, we're more than halfway through the pose. A couple of caveats here. If, first of all, your knees feel okay, meaning nothing sharp and shooting, Nothing where you could point and say, your knees feel okay. And number two, if your bum is down on the ground, only if you meet those two, then you might lower back, you might lower back, you might grab your arms above your head. Your knees might drift up for a moment, allow them to make their way back down. You don't have to force them, they'll find their way back down. Now, as soon as I show that option 4, then I start to get the messages.
Like, I can feel it, it's just like not crazy. So it's like bearable, but I can like legit feel what he's talking about. It's not like I need to like breathe real crazy to relax it.
When you lean back, it does take online, so I can react it. 2 of the 3 major hip flexors, but sitting up here, you get a really good stretch on that rectus femoris, really great stretch on your ankles. It is more than enough. We talk about this a lot, but with all of the poses, there's always this temptation to chase some kind of external shape with the poses. It absolutely doesn't matter. Don't bother with it. Focus on getting a good stretch. Not sure about you, but I've got a great stretch. And stay right here. If leaning back is accessible, those are the 2 things. Your knees have to feel okay, and your bum has to be on the ground. Otherwise, stay seated up for weeks or months or a year or more. Please don't worry at all. If you rush back, you're very likely to jam your back if your bum is not down on the ground. Sitting here in this pose, let's inhale through our nose to the count of 4.
Not gonna lie, my knees are starting to hurt.
Exhale with a ha sound, great. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 8. As you slowly release out, it's an intense pose. As you release your legs, I find it helpful to punch the legs above my knees just to get rid of that stretch. Moving to our next pose, which is a noodle pose. We have a few different options. Let's start off with a more accessible option. I've got a block and a cushion. You could also use any other block-shaped thing you have around your home. Something firm does work well. If you have an exercise ball, that's okay. If you have a yoga wheel, that's all right. But this hard edge is really, really helpful. I'm positioning the hard edge of the block right underneath my scapula, right underneath my shoulder blade, and I'll allow my head, if it feels okay, to drop all the way back. If it doesn't feel okay, then I'll use a cushion. If it does feel okay, I'll take my neck along for the ride, because throughout our science of stretching, our neck comes along. So we get a great neck stretch by proxy. A couple of options here. Hands at your throat in a prayer, hands at your head, or potentially arms up and over, relax and breathe. If that feels like a good stretch, you stay right there. I'll move on and show you how to go up a little bit higher or a lot higher, just with the caveat that this gets pretty intense pretty quickly. We're in here for a full 5 minutes. If in doubt, err on the side of less is more. This is a thoracic spine opener. I'm positioning the edge of my chair right under my shoulder blade. Then I'm stretching my arms back. Same options as before. I could have my hands in prayer. Could also have my prayer hands at my mouth, at my nose, or stretching my arms above my head and breathing. While in this pose, I'd like to talk a little bit about what's happening here on our anterior chain. When we think about freeing up our spine on the front side of our body, our chest and shoulders are a big area of focus. The muscles specifically are our lats, our teres major, subscapularis, pec major, and minor. This full shoulder flexion movement with our thoracic spine and cervical spine extension. Those are just fancy terms for back bending with my back and stretching my arms above my head. Is for most of us very, very intense And it might even feel a little bit emotional, almost claustrophobic. Don't go too far. Be extra mindful with your neck. When you're in this pose, you'll find that your breathing isn't as full or as deep as it might be in other postures. That's okay. Don't worry about how deeply you breathe. Instead, breathe gently, but let's attempt to use the same count. In for 4, and out for 8. In for 4. And out. So our focus in our first pose was our hip flexors. We call this area number 3 on the front side of our body. And our focus here in this pose is area number 1 and 2, our chest and shoulders, area number 1 on our anterior chain, and area number 2, our abdominal muscles. We don't spend a lot of time talking about or directly stretching our midsection, our abs, simply because it isn't an area where we get stuck very often or very deeply. And even if you have a block there or some tightness, it'll usually open up pretty quickly. Whereas our shoulders, chest and shoulders, and our hip flexors, for many of us, that's a challenging area that requires targeted discussion and deep stretch.
You're dumb, bro.
Slowly place your hands at your hearts. And you have to roll on this carefully. Make sure your head comes up last. Take your time. Get a little bit. As you take it out. Take it out. Get rid of our tool. Get rid of our cushion. Take a seat down on the floor. And our strap. We'll move into one final pose designed for the same area, our chest and shoulders. This is an intense one. Let me show you how it works. Right arm goes up. Any seated position is fine. You can sit on the block, by the way. I'm showing you from the side so you can see better. I'll take my strap back behind me, reach back and clasp hold of your belt or your strap, and then lean your head back into your arm. I'll give you a different angle here in just a moment. And I hold my belt and my strap, and I lean back gently into my arm. Now if you can, maybe you walk your hands a little closer. Maybe you walk your hands a little closer. Maybe you even clasp your hands like I'm doing here behind your back. You figure out what works for you. In through your nose for 4. And out for 8.
I know what I. Hold on. It's too hot.
You stay where you are.
Basically, once you do that, you know that thing where you touch your hands behind your back? You want you to do that with this. Let me figure this shit out. God damn it, bro. Alright, figure it out.
Change my angle so you can see me better. We're working with shoulder flexion on our top arm, our right arm. Shoulder flexion is your arm above your head. And shoulder hyperextension with our left arm. For most of us, this is an intense posture. We don't hold this nearly as long, so we're working unilaterally, one side then the other. But when we're here, make sure you're at 7 of 10 intensity. Now for some of you, I know that top elbow kind of drifts forward and your body kind of punches up. I'm not so worried about that elbow. But the punching, see if you can lean back. Even if you lean back into something, like a wall or a couch, that can be an effective way to ease yourself in the right direction. While this pose is intense and in some cases most times, you really find that you make really steady progress, sometimes even in the 2 minutes that we're here.
Oh, fuck.
Slowly release your arm and take it out. Let's promptly switch sides. So this time our left arm goes up, holding onto the strap. Release your arm back behind you. You'll no doubt feel quite a big difference here between one side and the other. Some of that has to do with your dominant hand. Meaning I'm right-handed, so my right side tends to be stronger and tighter. But some of that has to do with the fact that the one side you just spent a couple of minutes opening up. The second side here, we're just getting into it. You feel a little awkward, a little claustrophobic. Remember to lean back and breathe here. Okay, so what does this pose have to do with our spine? Well, if you think about tech neck, hunch back, forward chin position when you're working at a computer, hunched over a chair, driving behind a car. This pose is the counter of that. It's opening up chest and shoulder muscles that keep us locked up and hunched. This translates directly into thoracic spinal freedom, so our upper and middle back freedom. It'll help with your posture so you move around better. Sometimes we refer to these stretching practices as corrective exercises. There are corrective strengthening exercises too, and of course we're just working on flexibility at the moment. But correcting as in correcting our posture, helping us to move in a way that's more biomechanically sound.
This was intense. Shit, press pause.
As a reminder, this breath, when we double the length of the exhale, and when we make that sound, the combination, it helps to stimulate our parasympathetic nervous system. So it puts you in a resting state and a relaxation state, instead of what might happen naturally, which is a fight or flight state, your body freaking out. Slowly releasing your arm, let's shake it out.
Alright, yeah, that's it. That last exercise was tough. The first one, it just felt like a good stretch on the quads. It felt good. And then the second one, like, it was like really uncomfortable at the start, but the more I relaxed, I felt my spine just relax and just allow it, like, felt good. Like my upper back felt good, like really relaxed. And then the last movement, that shit was like bad. Like it was hard to hold it. I can feel like what it's meant to be doing, like the improvements meant to have on your back posture and stuff, like holding your posture up. but it's just really uncomfortable. I'll still do it because obviously that's like a place that I need to improve on. I think I was holding the strap a bit wrong as well. Like his strap didn't look as tied up as mine. So no, that's all good. Fuck yeah, all good. Shout for watching this rookie ass mobility session. Alright, bye.